Hello everyone, myself Sushma Salgaonkar, MSc, Assistant Professor in Ganpat Parsekar College of Education, Harmal, Goa. Program Bachelor of Science, second year, Subject Botany, Semester 4, Course Code BOC 104, Course Title Plant Physiology. The title of the unit Plant-Water Relations, Module name Factors Affecting Transpiration. Outline, Introduction, Factors affecting transpiration. One is external factors or environmental factors. Second is internal factors or plant parameters. Learning outcomes. In this, student will able to understand and define the transpiration. Describes the factors affecting the rate of transpiration and also explains how the plant is able to overcome the rate of transpiration. Now in this slide, let us study the definition of transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration is excess of water lost from the aerial parts of the plant in the form of water vapors, and the speed at which the plant loses water is called as rate of transpiration. Why do plant transpires? This is mainly due to photosynthesis, to assess the nutrient from the soil, also to help in evaporative cooling of the leaf. Now in this, we will study about the factors affecting rate of transpiration. One factor is external factor, that is also known as environmental conditions, and second is internal factors, which is also known as plant parameters. External factors such as relative humidity, temperature, then wind, atmospheric pressure, light, soil water and carbon dioxide. Internal factors such as internal water conditions and structural features. Let us study about the external factor, that is relative humidity. In humid atmosphere, the relative humidity is very high, and due to this, the rate of transpiration is low. If you see the transverse section of the leaf, then you will understand when the atmosphere is more saturated with the moisture, they will retard the diffusion of water vapor from the intercellular spaces of the leaves to the outer atmosphere through stomata. In dry atmosphere, the relative humidity is very low, and due to this, the rate of transpiration is very high. And therefore, we can conclude that humidity is inversely proportional to the rate of transpiration. Second is temperature. When the temperature is high, the rate of transpiration is high. And this is mainly due to the low relative humidity and wide opening of stomata. When the temperature is low, the rate of transpiration is low. And thus, we can say that temperature is directly proportional to the rate of transpiration. Next is wind. When the wind is stagnant, the rate of transpiration is normal. When the wind is gentle, the rate of transpiration is high. This is mainly due to because it removes moisture from the vicinity of the transpiring part of the plant. When the wind is violently blowing, during that time the rate of transpiration is low. This is mainly because the wind is blowing violently, which will create hindrance in the outward diffusion of the water from the leaves, and also the closure of stomata can be seen. Next is atmospheric pressure. The ultimate effect of rate of transpiration is nil. At hills, the positive effect of low atmospheric pressure will neutralize due to the low temperature. And on the plains, the negative effect of high atmospheric pressure is neutralized by higher temperature. So basically, when both these are present, the ultimate effect of atmospheric pressure on the rate of transpiration is nil. Next is light. During daytime, when the temperature is high, you will see the stomata is open, and due to this, the rate of transpiration is very high. During night time, the stomata is closed, and due to this, the rate of transpiration is low. Next is soil water. The water content is very low, and due to this, you can observe low rate of transpiration. Next is water content. When it is high in the soil, the rate of transpiration is high. And the last is carbon dioxide. In this, when the carbon dioxide is high in your atmosphere, and also when carbon dioxide content inside the leaf is high, during that time you will see there is a closure of stomata, and due to this the rate of transpiration is low. The next factor is internal factors. That is, first one is your internal water condition, which is very essential for transpiration. And when there is a deficiency of water, the rate of transpiration is very low. And if the transpiration is continuous for a longer period of time, then you will observe water deficit condition in plant. And also, the absorption of water from the soil does not keep any pace with the increased rate of transpiration, then this condition will occur. Next is structural feature. Structural feature is further divided into leaf orientation, leaf size and shape, leaf structure, stomata, leaf modification, water content of the leaves, and diseases. Let us study about the first structural feature, that is leaf orientation. Leaf orientation, when the leaf lies perpendicular to the incident light, due to this heating occurs, and due to this the rate of transpiration is high. When the leaf lie parallel to the incident light, the heating effect is minimum, and due to this the rate of transpiration is low. For example, leaf of the eucalyptus hung downwardly to avoid overheating during the hot period of the day. Next is leaf size and shape. Greater the leaf area, higher the rate of transpiration. Smaller the leaf area, lower the rate of transpiration. So the rate of transpiration is very little in needle-shaped leaves. Next is leaf structure. Cuticle thickness. If the cuticle is thick, then the rate of transpiration is low. If the cuticle is thin, then the rate of transpiration is high. Next is epidermal hairs. When the epidermal hairs are more, the rate of transpiration is low. When the epidermal hairs are less, then the rate of transpiration is high. Next is stomata. The rate of transpiration is influenced by various parameters. So first one is your number. So the stomatal number, if it is more, then the rate of transpiration is very high. If the stomatal number is less, then the rate of transpiration is low. Next is spacing. When you see the spacing between the two stomata is more, then the rate of transpiration is less. When the spacing between the two stomata is less, then the rate of transpiration is high. Next is size of the stomatal aperture. You can see in the diagram the stomatal aperture. So that size of the stomatal aperture, then the periodicity of the opening and closing of stomata. The rate of transpiration is less in xerophyte as their stomata remain open during the night and closed during the daytime. Also, if the stomata is sunken type, then the rate of transpiration is less. Next is leaf modification. Leaves are modified into spines, thorns and scales and due to this the rate of transpiration is low. Next is water content of the leaf. Leaves have sufficient moisture which is good in optimum transpiration. But if the low water content is there, then there is a loss or there is a reduced rate of transpiration. Next is diseases. Diseased plant shows high rate of transpiration, whereas healthy plant shows low rate of transpiration. These are the references. Thank you.